You're watching Reality Check. We are live from Battleground, Bengal, where every night on the show we're focusing on the key turning points of these elections. Now, the Muslim vote is crucial in West Bengal. Muslims make up close to a third of the population, the second highest number of Muslims in any states in West Bengal after Assam. And for the past 10 years, they've been a loyal vote base for the Trinamool Congress. But now, the Trinamool Congress is dealing with multiple complexities. On one hand, the BJP attacking Mamata Banerjee for appeasing the Muslims, putting the Trinamool on the back foot, even fielding less Muslim candidates this time compared to last time, according to one analysis. On the other hand, you have political upstarts like the Indian Secular Front, which is headed by a prominent cleric that has entered the political arena and is challenging the Trinamool's dominance over the Muslim vote. To understand the ground reality of this complex battle, we travelled to Amdanga, a constituency in North 24 Parganas. It's about 2 hours north of Kolkata, and it's almost 50% Muslim, where the Trinamool Congress is up against the ISF. How is it going to play out? Watch our ground report. Amdanga, 2 hours north of Kolkata in the North 24 Parganas district. The sizable Muslim population here has ensured 2 successive wins for the TMC's Rafiqur Rahman, two-time MLA and its candidate this time too. But this time he is up against Jamaluddin, a local businessman and the candidate of the ISF. Sir, this time are you somewhat concerned because you also have the party ISF, they have fielded a candidate and there's a concern that it might be cutting into your votes?
ISF is a newly formed party. It has no organization. CPIM is on the front of the ISF. In last parliament election,
Right.
CPIM occurred 25,000 votes.
In fact, Rahman claims he doesn't fear a split in Muslim votes because he doesn't only depend on Muslims.
I will get maximum Hindu vote.
You get maximum Hindu votes also. Okay.
Because I am very, it is not right to self myself
Yes.
as because I am very popular today.
हम एक थैले पे खाते हैं
Right.
हिंदू मुसलमान कोई बात नहीं है यहाँ पे और
अच्छा।
जो मोदी जो हिंदू मुसलमान चल रहा है यहाँ वो काम नहीं आएगा
एकदम मिलजुल के चलता है हम
फ्लॉप हो जाएगा
एकदम मिलजुल के चलता है ये मेरा भाई जैसा ही है
ये आप आदिवासी समाज के हैं। आपका नाम?
अजय सोरेन
अच्छा।
मेरा ब्रदर के बोल दीजिए।
और ये आप हैं?
हम हैं तरीकुल इस्लाम
अच्छा। आप भी इन टीएमसी में हैं?
एक साथ रहते हैं हम लोग एक कप में चाय खाते हैं। यहाँ उन्नयन का बात होता है, यहाँ वही मोदी वाला बात नहीं चलेगा, गुजरात का दांगा नहीं चलेगा।
As it turns out, because of Ramzan, Rahman today campaigned in a Hindu area. We are in the season of Ramzan and he is telling us that he is not campaigning in the Muslim dominated areas because of Ramzan. He has come to a part of the constituency which is largely Hindu dominated. That's what his supporters here are saying. आप बता रहे थे कि यहाँ पे इस एरिया में ज्यादा हिंदू वोटर ही है।
ज्यादा ना 100%।
100%।
नो
वंदे मातरम मोहतरमा जी जिंदाबाद मोहतरमा जी जिंदाबाद वोट 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 दिन वोट 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 दिन
কিছু পেলাম না
20,000 করে পাওনি তো তোমার এইটা ওই দুটো পেয়েছে তো ওই দুটো পেয়েছে ওইটা ওই দুটো পেয়েছে তো
ও দুটো পেয়েছে কি আমি কি হচ্ছে
আমি বলছি ওই দুটো
কিন্তু আমার ক্ষতি হলো কিন্তু আমি কিছু পেলাম না
This could be a Trinamool vulnerability that cuts beyond the religious divide. Complaints that funds for those whose houses were damaged by Cyclone Amphan last year did not come through or were siphoned off by TMC middlemen.
আমি তো যেটা করি সেটা কিন্তু দেয় না বলে তো আমি পাল্টাবো সেটা তো পাল্টাইনি আর পাল্টাবো না যেটা করে সেটাই
किसके दिया लास्ट टाइम?
ওই ফুলকেই দিই আমি
फूल को दिया, तृणमूल को दिया। इस बार भी देगा, तृणमूल को ही देगा। There are complaints that because of the cyclone Amphan money, it didn't go to people. TMC officials,
Amphan
local
is-
level officials to cut money?
Amphan is a propaganda. As because all the compensation has gone to parties, direct beneficiaries.
So even in these predominantly Hindu pockets of Amdanga, rural pockets, we are seeing flags of the ISF along with flags of the TMC and the BJP, which shows that they have managed to at least establish some presence here. But at the same time, the challenge for a party like the ISF, which has explicitly positioned itself as a party aligned to the Muslim identity, will be not just to get the Muslim vote, but also the Hindu vote. And that might give the TMC somewhat of an edge. So we are with Jamaluddin, the candidate of the ISF here in Amdanga. Thank you very much, Jamaluddin साहब, आप हमारे साथ बात कर रहे हैं. ये बताइए कि आप बिजनेसमैन हैं?
हाँ बिजनेसमैन.
किसका बिजनेस करते हैं?
कंस्ट्रक्शन का बिजनेस करता हूँ.
कंस्ट्रक्शन, घर का, किसका?
इलेक्ट्रिक का.
इलेक्ट्रिक टावर. आप वाकई कुछ उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि आपको वोट मिलेगा, क्योंकि ISF नया पार्टी है, आपको भी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है?
नहीं, वोट तो मिलेगा. आदमी बहुत है, पास में है.
तो अभी आप जैसे देखते हैं, कैमरा अगर पैन कर सकता है, दिखा सकते हैं, ये सपोर्टर हैं आपके. तो इतना सपोर्टर में आप कैसे जीत पाएंगे इलेक्शन? ये तो बहुत छोटा लग रहा है.
नहीं ऐसी बात नहीं.
अच्छा,
बहुत आदमी पास में है.
बहुत आदमी हैं. As proof, Jamaluddin's supporters share these videos of a road show in Amdanga, along with Naushad Siddiqui, the brother of the ISF founder Abbas Siddiqui. Ironically, Jamaluddin claims his too is not a Muslim party. आप सिर्फ अपने आप को एक मुस्लिम पार्टी की तरह नहीं देखता है?
नहीं, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है.
लेकिन आपका जो लीडर है अब्बास फारूकी, वो तो रिलीजियस आदमी है.
हाँ.
तो इसीलिए उसके आने से ऐसा हो गया है कि ISF तो एक रिलीजियस पार्टी है, मतलब सिर्फ मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लिए ऐसा एक सिग्नल गया है.
नहीं,
क्योंकि वो खुद एक मतलब इमाम हैं या जो भी हैं.
वो तो इमाम हो सकता है.
हाँ,
इमाम हो सकता है, कोई ब्राह्मण हो सकता है. पार्टी दूसरा बात है. ठीक है.
क्या आप प्रॉमिस क्या यहाँ इस एरिया के लिए क्या करेंगे?
और में जो एक्चुअली जो गवर्नमेंट का जो रुपया आ रहा है, पैसा आ रहा है, वो ठीक ठाक काम में लगाएगा.
हाँ.
जिसका नहीं मिल रहा है उसको देगा, यही बात है.
आप बता रहे थे कि आप लोग पहले TMC में थे.
यही तो था.
आप TMC में थे? आप भी
TMC में थे.
कितना टाइम से थे?
हम 10 साल TMC कर रहे थे.
10 साल. आपका नाम क्या है?
मेरा नाम है मोहम्मद कुतुबुद्दीन.
Akir Ali. In the Amdanga main market, we found several who spoke in support of the TMC and some who spoke of Poriborton or change.
শান্তিতে ভোট হোক. হ্যাঁ, সব আমরা এটা চাই, ভালো চাই, যে প্রার্থী ভালো আছে তার কাজ কাম করুক, এসে আমরা এইগুলোই আমরা চাই.
परिवर्तन.
अच्छा.
दीदी आना चाहिए, क्योंकि गुजरात सोना का तो नहीं हुआ. गुजरात जो सरदार सरोवर बना है, जंगल के अंदर पहाड़ है, पहाड़ का नीचे में 3000 करोड़ रुपया खर्चा हुआ. इंडिया में एक ही CM है, वो दीदी, और जो काम किया है.
चुनाव में मतलब दीदी रहेगा. भाजपा का सरकार पूरा चीटिंगबाज है, बदमाश आदमी है, क्योंकि पूरा इंडिया को हिला के रख रहा है.
आप पहले भी दीदी को दिया है, अब भी देगा दीदी को,
क्योंकि भाजपा जो सरकार है ना, चोर है.
All right, so just to say that though we didn't come across anyone in Amdanga who was talking on favor of the ISF, at least amongst the people we interviewed at the market, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because as we know in West Bengal, people are wary of expressing their political choices, especially when they have to speak against the ruling party, and to speak in favor of the ISF in such a context may not have been easy. That said, it certainly has made for a much more complex political landscape when it comes to the Muslim vote. Joining us tonight on the show, we have with us Chandra Bose of the BJP is with us, Suparno Moitra of the TMC, Fuad Halim of the CPM, and let me start with Shoaib Danyal, who's assistant editor of Scroll. Now, Shoaib, this does seem to be a pretty complex challenge for the TMC. I don't know if you found this as well in your travels, where on one hand you have to try and position yourself so that you don't allow the BJP to play the minority appeasement card against you. At the same time, you can't also risk losing the minority votes, especially when you're facing a challenge from the, parties like the ISF.
Yeah, so we're actually seeing the TMC sort of getting attacked on the both sides of the identitarian spectrum, where you have the BJP trying to take away, and it's like successfully taking away Hindu votes on the basis of Hindu identity, and on the other hand, then you have this new challenger, which is the ISF, of course, trying to do it with Muslim votes in large parts of North and South 24 Parganas. The trick, the problem that the ISF though faces is exactly that there is a BJP in the picture. If there wasn't a BJP in the picture, actually the ISF would have had a much smoother road. But right now, actually, from what I've seen from my reporting, while there is a lot of regard for the ISF and there's a lot of regard for Abbas, especially in a sub-30 demographic, young men, young Muslim men are sort of driven by, are sort of like Abbas in many ways in which a young Hindu man would actually like Mr. Modi. So there is a sense of communitarian aggression with respect to that communitarian pride. But the problem for the ISF is that there is a understanding there is a fear amongst Muslims that in case of a division of the vote, the BJP would sneak through. So it's only really in places which are overwhelmingly Muslim, which is places like Bhangor, a couple of other places in North 24, which are more than 60% Muslim, is where the ISF actually has a chance of getting a substantial number of votes. Whether it wins or not is still actually, something that's what.
Yes, that's the sort of seat. Actually, we also went to Amdanga, is also, as I said, supposedly close to almost 50% Muslim. Suparna Moitra, is this a tough challenge for you in the TMC? On one hand, you have Mamta Banerjee actively trying to say, look, I'm not doing minority appeasement. On the other hand, she makes an appeal saying all Muslims must unite and vote for me, for the TMC, and that ends up getting her slapped with an EC Election Commission ban.
Mr. Jain, before I respond to your question, let me take this opportunity of wishing all of you in the panel on the eve of the Bengali New Year a very Shubho Bangla Navaborsho. Now, having said that, let me tell you...
to you too. Yes.
Let me tell you, thank you so much. Now, Mamata Banerjee has said she believes in the future. Important to Navapi as well. She believes in a future where the existence without poverty is not a privilege but a right. And she has always championed the causes of the downtrodden, the socially and the economically backward, and the minorities. Minorities could be in numbers, not only about religion. Unfortunately, it has become very synonymous.
Sorry to jump in. Sorry to jump in. If that was the case, why would she still, at this stage of the election, be required to make such explicit calls to one community saying, all of you unite and vote for me?
I think...
Surely that indicates there is a problem, no?
No, Mr. Jain, that particular portion of the video is an edited version. If one hears the entire text, she has said, please don't allow division in your communities because BJP would get into, would take advantage of the division in the votes. That's what she mentioned. So that was a selective understanding, Mr. Jain.
Okay. Well, let me move on.
Thank you.
Let me move on because you might argue that, of course, the Election Commission wasn't convinced. That was one of the two speeches she gave, which they cited while enforcing the ban. But, Chandra Bose, one of the things I've not understood about the BJP strategy, whether it's in West Bengal or elsewhere, is that while you claim to be taking on the supposed minority appeasement of the so-called secular parties, your answer to that seems to be majority appeasement. How is that any better?
You see, our leader, Narendra Modi ji, his ideology and motto has always been Sabke Saath Sabke Vikas, Sabke Saath Sabke Vishwas. But yes, this has to be implemented on the ground. It is not that easy. You see,
but Mr. Modi himself...
let me finish.
Mr. Modi himself has been known to, especially on political platforms and election campaigns, has been known to make communally provocative remarks. Remember his comment about how we can recognize the rioters from their clothes in reference to the anti-CAA protests.
Well, since independence, it is a bit
And
unfortunate.
this is one of many examples.
See, all political parties, BJP is no exception, have encouraged divisive politics, vote bank politics. I don't think any party can claim that they have been practicing inclusive politics.
No,
It
but
is
we're
only
talking
in
about the
rhetoric.
BJP. No,
No,
but I
the
think
BJP
specifically, let's talk about the BJP because
Yes.
you are
See.
here representing the BJP.
Yes. You see, as far as BJP is concerned, in Bengal, we are interested in doing vikas for all sections of the society. We don't look at it as minority or majority at all. You see, the appeasement has started
No, but
from
sir,
the
I'm sorry to
Trinamool
jump in
Congress.
here again. Your party is running one of the most communally surcharged campaigns that at least I've seen in a very long time. You actually have a Jai Shri Ram video. One of your campaign videos is explicitly built around a religious slogan, Jai Shri Ram. It can't be any more clearer than that. So
Jai
I'm saying
Shri
that
Ram, no, Jai Shri Ram is
minorityism
not
and
a
minority
religious
appeasement
slogan.
can't be countered with majority.
See, Jai Shri Ram cannot
from
be
what perspective
identified
is it not a
as
religious
simply
slogan,
a
sir?
religious slogan. You see, you see, the point is, as far as development is concerned, we are inclusive. If Mamata Banerjee would have done development for minority and not just appeasement by giving Imam Hata to the Imams, we would have supported it.
Right.
But basic development of the minority community has not been done. So people are going against. The community is going against TMC.
Okay. Okay, Fawad Halim, on one hand, you are attempting to, presumably align with parties like the ISF because you say you want to take on the communal forces of the BJP, at least that's how you phrase it. But on the other hand, aren't you worried that the ISF may actually end up helping the BJP by splitting the Muslim vote?
Well, first thing that is happening in West Bengal at this point of time is that you've got the minorities, the Dalits and the Adivasis actually expressing their what you call desire to become part and parcel of the entire political structure. And the left has always accommodated it. The Trinamool has failed miserably to accommodate, and the BJP has an agenda against involving them in the political what you call hierarchy and sharing power with them. And that is what ISF is representing at this point of time. It is a conglomeration of the minorities, the Adivasis, the Dalits coming together, and to typify them as an organization that is limited just to the Muslim minority is something which is being propagated by the Bharatiya Janata Party itself. As far as the left front is concerned, I think this democratic expression.
Mr. Halim, can I just... but Mr. Halim, if I can just jump in for a second. You have aligned with a party that is headed by a religious cleric. Isn't that also, in a sense, promoting a certain kind of politically sectarian or communal platform on the other side, not on the majority side, but on the minority side?
Well, we have aligned with a party that has a president who comes from an Adivasi background. We have aligned with a party that has a secretary that comes from a minority community. And we have aligned with a party that speaks the language of the Constitution of India. And that has been very clearly what you call accepted by the Election Commission, which is why the Election Commission has allowed them to fight the elections here. And it's very interesting, the bans that the Election Commission have actually given out actually is against the Trinamool Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. You've got Bharatiya Janata Party and TMC leaders who have been banned from campaigning for using communal language. Now, let's be very clear. Now, these are the organizations that are communal as far as the assessment of these ongoing elections are concerned. As far as the ISF, the left, the Sangyukta Morcha is, none of our leaders have ever been accused of using a communal, what you call, template or using communal language in this election. So, the proof of the pudding is actually in the eating. Even in this election, that is coming across very clearly. We are on a positive agenda.
But
we are trying to fix the social fabric of West Bengal. which is being trying to be divided by the Bharatiya Janata Party, ably being supported by the Trinamool Congress.
Okay, but at the same time, Suparna Moitra, you know, to my earlier point about the Trinamool being pushed on the back foot, as I mentioned, there was an analysis by the Hindustan Times which found that the Trinamool has dropped the number of Muslim candidates it's fielded from 54 in 2016 to 45 in this election, a drop of about 10. Is one of the reasons for that because of the BJP and your fear that it may actually feed into the BJP's success in polarizing the vote? That you've dropped about 10 candidates?
Mr. Jain, a seasoned journalist like you can really ask so many questions to any political party and they will find it difficult to answer. But if I may take a chance of responding to your question, sir, if you also see the number of women candidates have really gone up as far as Trinamool Congress is concerned. So it's all the time we are doing that. It's not about a particular community. It's going to be made a face. Like BJP is very, very blunt about it, and when they say that the winnability of the candidate is important, whether they are tainted or not, is something which possibly they can put it in the back burner for at a temporary level. So winnability is the criteria. But Trinamool is not about that. And let me also answer my brother, Dr. Fuad Halim, with regard to this thing. Now, Trinamool, Dr. Halim is a very erudite person. He's aware of the Sachar Committee report also. Now, the Sachar Committee report clearly articulated that after 34 years of left rule, what was the condition of particularly the minority Muslims? So we took charge, sir, in 2011. We have completed 10 years. There's miles to go before we sleep, and we don't want to sleep at all. But at least we can say that we have improved from 2011, and if given a mandate, we are going to be on the development agenda, Mr. Jain.
Okay. Very quickly, Shoaib, you know, as we wrap, it has to be stated, though, that from what we understand, the ISF is only standing in about 26 seats. So perhaps its impact may not be as significant as some of the media coverage might make out, though of course in a closely contested election, you know, every seat counts, and that by and large the Muslim vote will largely remain with the TMC. It's just that it's not clear whether that will be enough to take them over the finish line.
Yeah, exactly, Srinivasan. I think while the ISF will have an impact in some heavy Muslim majority areas, but really the Trinamool lead over there, for example, if you look at a seat called Bhangor, which is probably the ISF's strongest seat, the Trinamool has a lead, if I remember correctly, of 1.2 lakhs. Now, you know, the ISF would really have to pull off a blinder to defeat the TMC there. That said, you know, while that's an important lens to look at just from the view of the election, the fact that West Bengal now has a Muslim identitarian party, which while it might not get a lot of seats, will actually still do very well for a party on debut, which is actually the lens and the benchmark that we should apply to the ISF, is you know, a really long-term development, which, you know, many people might find troubling, many people you know, might find a bit disconcerting. You know, now we have two identitarian parties in West Bengal from a state that some said was extremely secular just some time back.
Right, sort of like an Owaisi or an MIM taking root here. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But that's all the time we have. Thank you all so much for joining me on Reality Check. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.